Okay, today we're gonna look at a situation that comes up all the time in MMA fights that actually is very useful for self-defense, and that is essentially the value of bear hugs and underhooks. That in an empty hand conversation where you're looking at punches and kicks, this does not apply to knives and such. One of the safest places to be is inside with double underhooks or a bear hug, which is essentially pretty much the same thing. So, and it's a natural progression in a fight or a self-defense situation where two bodies in conflict come together, and so grappling will tend to happen. And if you've got a guy that's bigger than you, having underhooks and having the bear hug ends up sort of leveling the playing field, because he cannot affect your body if he doesn't solve your superior arm position. So from here, I mean, however we ended up in here, he might have taken a swing at me or whatever, and I might have come under, or he might have thrown it, I might have blocked it. But if, again, we're looking at a guy that's, maybe he is bigger and stronger, all right, and maybe he's more aggressive. And every time you back out, though, he steps to you and he hits you. Boom. So unless you've got your running shoes and you're just ready to take off and able to outrun him, then going in can be another safe place to be. And so from here, like I said, we might naturally just tie up. We're struggling, and what happens is he's probably going to try to grab me and throw me to the ground or lift me. As long as I sink my weight, and I have, in this case, I have a right underhook, I slip around off to the side. I don't want to stay directly in front of him. Once I bear hug and join my hands together, I move off to the side and I keep my head under his chin. Now you might notice that this means that his left arm is pretty much useless to hit me. The only arm he can maybe try to hit me with is his right. So what I can do from here, if I haven't already taken him down or slipped to his back, we're going to look at that in a moment. I'm not going to stay here very long. But if I am forced to stay here, I can grab his love handle, basically, or the waist of his pants on the far side, kind of what we call a seat belt grip. And I can grab his wrist or his bicep with this up. And now he doesn't have anything to hit me with. Okay? My head is below his chin, so he can't bite me. All right? I'm in pretty good shape. I'm off to the side of him, so he cannot affect my weight. If he's bigger than me, he's trying to throw me around, he can't, because there's nothing to grab hold of to really throw me. Now from here, I'm going to do a variation of what we call a throw-by, which is where I kind of sink my hips around behind him, and I extend this bear hug a bit to where my ear and my jaw are inside my shoulder. And that means that my head and my neck won't get hung up on his arm like this. Go ahead and grab me. Yeah. This is not where you want to be, although I can take him down from here pretty easily. But instead, I keep my shoulders up to where there's nothing to really grab as far as my neck. He can only grab the top of my skull, but I can slip out of that pretty easily. And now I'm behind him with my head against his back, so he can't wheel around and hit me. Yeah. And I'm in actually a good place to take him down. Now we're going to look at two takedowns. The first one is where I'm just basically going to trip him, okay, and force him to roll. Notice that his body naturally bends in this direction, which makes him, makes it very conducive to rolling. He doesn't have a limb that he can put out like he can in the forward direction to catch himself. So this is a prime direction to take him down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to step my left foot around his left foot and swerve in front of it, sink my weight and turn as I roll him over. His momentum is going to bring me up on top into a very good control position we refer to as the posted mount position. So I'm here, I bear hug him tightly, I'm going to sink my weight and drop. I bring him down, and then the continued momentum brings me up to the top. I let go of the bear hug, I put my hands on the neck, and now I'm going to slide this knee up behind his neck and slide this heel in against his stomach, like so. And this is the position. Since he landed on his side, and I held on to him as he went down, the roll brought me up on top, all right? And over the years, I've seen many people, smaller people, take down much larger opponents in this way, both in submission grappling as well as in MMA. And so from here, I can wrap his arm to keep him turned away. And this is a good position from which to, if you just want to hold him down, you can. But notice that with this position, I can also get up whenever I want to. So I'm not committed to staying on the ground. And then from here, I do have a lot of options for finishing. I can continue turning him to get his back by pulling on this wrist as I push on his elbow. All right, and then if I want to use that position from which to attack or to set up a choke, that's an option. holding there and hitting is another option, because you have this side direction against the head. His head is off the mat, so it's going to do that. Okay, so that's the first of the takedowns from here, which doesn't really require a lot of strength, and it's a really advantageous position to be behind him with a bear hug. You just have to see that doorway under his arm as the way to get there. So from here again, I'm going to tie up, he grabs hold of me, and see here I am, I just slip behind him. Anytime I'm in front of him, if he doesn't know, it's really easy to get behind him and squeeze with that bear hug. This is my grip, palm to palm, with the fingers wrapped. I don't have the thumbs opposing the four fingers like this. I have them all joined together, what we call a monkey grip. It's a very strong grip. It allows me also to bring my elbows to my ribs. So I squeeze him so he can't turn. If I keep this like a big hula hoop, he's gonna be able to turn and face me again. Yeah. And I end up in front of him again. Now the second takedown, it also does not require much strength, although it may appear that it does. From here, once I slip behind, we'll do that again. Where I'm here, he's grabbing hold of me, so I get an underhook. And I grab his waist, and I slip behind him. Now from here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my foot in the center. I'm watching that he doesn't reach down and grab my ankle, maybe or my knee, for a rolling knee bar, but if it doesn't really tend to come up that often, where he would go for a knee bar, but this will enable me to lift him. I put my foot here and I put my hip up against him. And now I'm gonna lean back. All I have to do is pull him up my hip as I lean back, and it will raise him even an inch off of the mat. That's all I need. Once he's about an inch off the mat for a moment, I tilt him and he drops. So here's how this works. I raise back and he comes up. All right? Now from here, once he comes up, I don't just hold him there. I pop him up and then my knee comes into the side of his thigh, tilting him. And here's what happens. From here, and he drops. My knee goes to his ribs, and here again, this knee on stomach position is really good because I've got him down. I can hit, I can control. If he turns into me, I can hold the near arm and the head. And he can't turn in any further. He can't really attack me. I can hit when I need to, but I can also go back to my feet. I've taken him down, but I don't necessarily have to stay there if it is not a good idea to stay there. So once again, I'm gonna show a solo real quick where once I get to his back, I set this leg there for support, and then I just kind of pull him up me and lean back. Good posture, so I don't feel like I'm lifting him with my lower back. As I lift, I just pop him off the mat, and before his weight comes down again, I tilt into him. My knee tilts him just about that much, and then as his weight comes down, he no longer has a base under him, and he falls to the ground. And I stay with him, put a knee on stomach. So once again, it can come up a lot of ways. We're here. This again, we're more or less addressing this as not just a wrestling match or anything, but a struggle. From here, he grabs hold of me, he wants to hit me, whatever he's gonna do. I slip behind him, he can no longer hit me. And now from here, I bring my leg in, I'm gonna lean back, bring him up, all right? And off of this, the moment he leaves the mat, I knee into his thigh, it tilts him and he drops. And now I'm in good shape. This is a way that you can pick up a considerably larger opponent without really using your upper body. You're just hugging him to you. That's what your arms are doing. The rest is happening from the hips down.